George Gotti.
And I'm Esther Mills with Princeton Community Television 30.
And we are here to provide you coverage of Com University 2006.
We're going to meet a lot of exciting people, the mayors, Mayor Martian and Reeves.
We're going to see congressmen. We're going to see many folks who are just here to be part of Com University. We're going to explore the university campus.
As well as the community of university and the many sponsors who are here today to make this happen. And as the word implies, Communiversity, it is a coming together of Princeton community with Princeton University.
So enjoy the show, and we'll see you later.
Welcome to Talk to Me. I'm Esther Mills. I'm on location in New York City with the one and only Joe Franklin of The Joe Franklin Show. Some people may not know who Joe is and may wonder why we call him the one and only, but Joe is the first ever television talk show host in America on television. He has interviewed over 300,000 people, according to the Guinness Books of World Records, but it possibly ranges 500,000 people that he's interviewed. And he's interviewed many of the greats, such as Frank Sinatra, John Wayne, Barbra Streisand, and Julia Roberts. He's written 23 books and has been in the broadcasting business for over 50 years. Welcome, Joe.
My pleasure. I've been a fan of yours for many years. To be on your show is one of the true highlights of my experience.
You have an incredible resume. How did you get started?
Well, believe it or not, you just hit the jackpot when you said that I did create the talk show. I was just doing radio. I was choosing the records even behind the scenes for a man named Martin Block on a program called The Make Believe Ballroom, before your time. But a lot of people know that name. If you're over the age of 35, you remember growing up and listening to Martin Block. He was enormously popular. He liked me. He says, Joe, how would you like to have your own radio show?
So thank you, Sandra, for being
Thank
here
you.
today. You have such a fascinating resume. Tell us how you got started.
Well, how did I get started? When I was about 16, I was on a beach, and a nice-looking gentleman came up to me and said, would you like to be on magazine covers? I said, oh, sure. And within 2 weeks, I had been on the cover of probably 7 Muscle magazine covers.
Wow.
His name was Joe Dodd. He was a former Mr. New Jersey. And aside from that, I used to attend football games, NFL games, and a director discovered me who's now no longer with us. His name was Chet Forty. He was the director of Monday Night Football.
Good evening, Princeton, and welcome to Talk to Me. I'm Esther Mills. Our guest today has achieved great success in many categories. A native to New Jersey, a Princeton University graduate, and the founding editor of the magazine Business Today. He serves on the board for the Foundation for the Defense of Democracy, as well as other foundations for social improvement. He's also on the board of the overseers at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. He's authored the book, A New Birth of Freedom and Flat Tax Revolution. He's been the recipient of the prestigious Crystal Owl Award on 4 separate occasions, and successfully publishes information integral to the national and international financial communities through Forbes magazine and Forbes.com. He's also a frequent guest on the television program Forbes on Fox. So today I welcome our guest, Mr. Steve Forbes. You were the Republican presidential nominee in 1996 and 2000. Wow.
And nobody knows what's in it. You call the IRS hotline.
And they say that if you were to take your tax return to a variety of different accountants, they'd all come up with a different number.
And the proof of it is Money Magazine several years ago did precisely that. They took a hypothetical family's finances, gave the numbers to 45 different tax preparers, experts in the field, and asked them to prepare the family's tax return. And you know what they got back? 45 different returns, 45 different answers on what the family owed on the federal income tax, thousands of dollars of difference.
Welcome to Talk to Me. I'm Esther Mills. We're at the Cafe Carlisle in New York City with British singer Barb Younger. Welcome, Barb.
Thank you.
Tell our audience a little bit about yourself, what your background is.
Well, I've been singing for many years. I'm born in the northwest of England, and where I grew up, and I've lived in London for a long time, which is my base.
So welcome, Carol. Tell us, what inspired you to become a sculptor?
It's a good question. I knew I was going to be a sculptor from a very early age, like from age 3. Actually, I knew I was going to be an artist. I didn't know I was going to be a sculptor.
And what was happening when you were so young that compelled you to pursue this track?
My mother got a painting kit, and I kept staring at it, and I was looking forward to her leaving me with a babysitter because I wanted to get my hands on that painting set.
Otherwise, Mother wouldn't let you.
It had a magic lore.
So you were just attracted, it resonated with you when you saw that
yeah.
that was part of who you were.
Of course, I painted the kitchen floor.
Was Mother happy about that?
Not very happy.
But it sounds like they became supportive at some point of you pursuing this field.
Yeah, after I graduated college.
It took a while. Good evening, Princeton. Welcome to Talk to Me. I'm Esther Mills. Tonight we are talking to Santa Claus. Welcome, Santa.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
You play a couple different versions of Santa, correct? Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, and Father Christmas.
Right, right. I originally started off as a big elf, but then I worked my way up into the Santa Claus.
Seniority, you worked your way up?
Yes, seniority. You know, you work your way up into the ladder. And then as time came about, okay, from the Santa Claus to the long robes to Father Christmas, St. Nicholas, things sort of changed. And each year there's new and new things that are sort of come about with the outfit as to when, who knows when, you know, the costume will have a very elaborateness to it. So I sort of build up on it every year. So
there are the traditions that we have here in America. A lot of them come from Europe.
But I've done a lot for a lot of stars, and some appreciate it and some don't. But it's,
do you feel you have any real friends in life?
Besides you? Not many besides you, Esther.
Any closing comments for someone who wants to aspire to be a talk show host?
Well, I would tell them, number one, don't bump into the furniture. Lie on the back of your resume. People always ask me, what's their motivation? I say, your motivation is your paycheck on Saturday night. That's your motivation, you know. And just don't be afraid to take rejection, you know. But as more and more cable stations open up and as the field expands, there'll be more and more need for talk show hosts.
Well, thank you so much, Joe.
I hope you'll invite me back.
I sure will.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. I'm Esther Mills.